Okay, I'm recording now. And I think it's okay.
I can hear an echo.
Yeah, there is an echo. I hear it now, too. Me too.
I would say turn down the volume on your computer.
Please hold. I can do that. Is that better?
Oh, you want to know what? It might be coming from a Kappa Zen because they took their earbuds out.
Yo, I'm sorry. Like, what the fuck?
That's okay. Shit happens.
I'm so sorry.
Okay.
Now I'm bummed out.
Ugh. Am I back in? Okay, cool.
We're
back in.
We are
Video's
definitely recording video and audio now.
Oh, hey! Oh, well.
We've been recording audio this whole time because of Jess. But because of my snafu...
Wait.
We have not been recording
Honestly,
video.
it was a fun moment. These fucking beer bottles are all empty. I don't know what to do.
Well, what the fuck? Send Tivana out to get some more liquor.
May I?
How late are the liquor stores open in... What's that?
It's a good question. It's sketchy in the other day I went to buy brunch drinks. Apparently they're not open at brunch time.
Really?
I went to get a Bloody Mary at like 11 a.m. and I was like, oh, I thought I'd be able to do this. So honestly, anything I'm drinking in those live streams, it's not really alcohol. It's a soda. That's colored the right way.
That sucks.
Out of character.
No, I think we're 100% out of character now.
Speaking of brunch, I went to like some of the ritziest places in suburbs of Orlando a couple of weeks ago at Sunday at like 11 o'clock. I'm like, Sunday at 11 o'clock. It is prime brunch time.
That's prime brunch time.
It is prime! And they were all fucking closed.
Well, I mean, they're being, responsible in a fucking global pandemic.
You would think, but I was like, some bitch and their little frou-frou dog wants brunch. I mean, it's a very red city. I mean, unfortunately, one of the welcome secrets of Orlando area is it's very red. So those people really don't give a shit about the human condition.
I am gonna run. I'm gonna be right back. It's
Go.
30 seconds. My husband has a decanter that might have a little bit of whiskey in it.
Yay!
It might happen.
I cannot believe my snafu, and I haven't been. I was like, I looked at it. I'm like, shit, I'm not recording this whole thing.
That's all right.
No, it's not.
You want to know what? Shit happens. And now we've learned.
We have
the next time we do this, we'll go back and we'll double check it.
We have your beautiful wig on display still, though, so we can still have you on video for doing
Well,
this.
and I'm wishing that we had, like, a fiddler's fuck of an idea how to do a live stream, because at this point would be a perfect time to pivot and, like, live stream on YouTube.
I've talked to you about this a long time ago, but I didn't know how your feelings were about that, because I know they weren't... I don't want to say.
Well, you can say I was not on board with it initially, but I have since come around. And honestly, in the Patreon channel in our Discord, there were some requests for us to actually live stream this. So I'm wishing that we knew actually how to do that, because then we could pivot to a live stream in our snafu and do something equally fun.
Rakaba has brown robes on. I just noticed that.
She's wearing her shawl, yeah, and she's got this fancy ass dress. I've also got a fancy ass dress on.
I noticed that.
I am literally wearing a formal gown right now.
For real?
Are you really?
For real. I am.
Yes!
I'm wearing a dress, but it's not
This
formal.
is a formal gown that I wore for tutor dinners before I left my chorus, so.
Oh, wow.
I love it.
You dressed up, girl.
I told you I was dressing, capital D.
So tell us...
The only reason I have a tuxedo... Yeah, go ahead.
Tell us more
I want to know about your tuxedo. No, stop. I want to hear about your tuxedo.
No, the only reason I have one is because I was in choir. And that's, I feel like when you're, when you have to do that shit, like, that's the reason. But honestly,
that's why.
It was nice to have a tuxedo. It came up a couple times. I was like,
I mean...
I'm in choir. Like,
yeah, thank God, because every once in a while... You need some formal dress.
I remember the straight boys. The straight boys were always like, I have a tuxedo for prom because I'm in choir. And it was this thing of like, I'm not going to admit I'm gay, but I have one up on the rest of you because I'm in choir and I have a tuxedo.
And also I might be gay.
And also I might be gay, but I don't have to say that because I have a tuxedo.
Yeah. And I'm in choir, which is my cover for being probably gay.
All of them turned out to be pretty fucking gay, if I remember.
Which, you want to know what? Gay boys make the best prom dates. They've always made the best prom dates.
I was a great gay prom date.
I bet you were an amazing prom date.
Actually,
I would take you to prom.
Because it was drama. My date thought I was straight, and then I won prom king, and I kind of went and danced with the prom queen, who was like this cool girl who got that I was gay, and it was drama. Anyway, this whole thing.
No, that's bad.
It was tough. It was tough.
Well, you want to know what? I, in college, was butt crazy in love with a boy who ended up being gay, and it was devastating.
I feel
like devastating. Like I thought I would marry him. I was so in love with him, and I was like, oh no, it was terrible.
I mean, I remember in high school being like, as a gay, I'm coming out as gay, so it is my responsibility to tell every girl who becomes my friend that I'm super gay, because if anyone doesn't get that, they're gonna be disappointed. And that was like a thing. I felt like it was my responsibility. I would say it, and some girls were like, "Why are you telling me?" And I'm like, "Because I don't want this to be a thing. I'll explain later.
Just in case." He didn't know either.
Bless his heart. I mean,
bless his heart.
That's tough on you.
Yeah.
That's
it was
never.
Yeah.
And like, when gay boys look back, they never want to be that for anyone. That sucks.
But it's okay. He is still an amazing person, so it's fine. But my chorus that I have been a part of, I was in there for like 10 years. And every Christmas we do this Tudor Dinners series. So it's like this big dinner with like caroling and handbells and like small groups caroling around at different tables and stuff. And then we do a concert, like a 30-minute concert. And it's like Bling City. For like the men are all in tuxedos because they're men and that they just get to wear that, but the women, we get to dress all in formals and like the blingiest jewelry we can find. I have tiaras.
Everybody
should have tiaras. It's a pandemic. Get yourself a tiara. Get a home tiara. Get a house tiara, and just wear it around because you'll feel so much better.
Honestly,
I've seen grown-ass women in tiaras and prom dresses walking around like the grocery store for no fucking reason, and it happens.
Because sometimes a bitch wants to feel fancy.
Amen.
And that's the tea.
As I do
true.
costumes for Real Talk, I have been dicking around because I'm like, oh, for the next Patreon goal, we get Tom's mustache. Next time we get Matt's wig, which is great, but I want Maureen's dress. And
yeah, girl stuff is way more fun.
And I'm like, oh, but she's got the hood. I don't need it. I'm like, no, I want to dress fucking up. I want to dress up.
Recap
dress up.
I wanted. This is a question I wanted to pose to you for a while, and I feel like I must ask.
I live.
As our hair colors are similar, I feel like I must inquire this question. Is your hair color platinum blonde or white?
What a great question. First of all,
let us settle the score for the masses that must know.
It looks much better on you. It's platinum blonde. Here's. I mean, no one needs to know.
Give us the tea.
No one needs to know if it's my natural color.
No one needs to know.
But what I am always going for is hungover Targaryen. So unless my hair screams, I'm very serious. Unless my hair screams,
I'm tweeting that.
I am not doing my. I I know Recappa's drag isn't great, but if you don't watch my videos and say, oh my god, that bitch is a hungover Targaryen, I am not doing my job. I'm a hungover Targaryen. That's my look. So, in fact, that is the color of my hair. It's not platinum blonde and it's not white. It is hungover Targaryen. Thank you very much.
I did not know I was going to.
Let me tell you something. I am going to as soon as we're done here, I am sending a strongly worded email to Arta Wigs asking them to rename their platinum blonde wigs Hungover Targaryen.
Hungover Targaryen.
I tell you, these things spray all the time. Like, if I had a name where I could be like, oh, this is a hungover Targaryen wig, I wouldn't have to brush it as much. But, you know, they haven't marketed that yet, so it's still stigma to be like, oh, my wig's a mess.
It wasn't on here earlier, but today, Jess and I both learned about wig maintenance and upkeep. They have nothing to do with Recappa's natural hair color, of course.
Did you learn about?
We learned about Lemon Pledge.
Lemon Pledge.
Because we didn't learn about it on camera, unfortunately.
Having nothing to do with Recappa's natural hair color, of course. It was just a rumor. Spread by that bitch Tivana.
It's honestly, I don't know how many of your viewers watch Drag Race, but Ms. Cracker was like, girl, you need Lemon Pledge. And I was like, bitch is right. She's right.
I need to start watching Drag Race. I haven't ever seen it, but I need it, I think.
The last time I watched RuPaul's Drag Race is when Jujubee was on, like, the first time, and it was,
Season 2.
Yeah, it was like season 2 or 3, and
was it All Stars? It was All Stars.
It was RuPaul's Drag Race All Stars, and that the one really popular one with that popular saying at the time. What was her name?
Tatiana.
No, not Tiana. Start with an S. Anyway. Shangela. Hallelujah. Yes. Okay, that was the last time I watched RuPaul's Drag Race. It was season 3.
Okay. So you need to watch RuPaul's Drag Race, and you need to get back to me, and we will talk about it.
Yeah.
Okay, I am
2 or 3 that I
on
left
board
off on
with that.
RuPaul's Drag Race.
We went to St. Louis a couple of years ago. Why did you go to St. Louis, you might ask? Well, it's because we wanted to go see a live, I know, but honestly, St. Louis is actually kind of tight.
No,
but like architecture, especially, they've got some beautiful buildings there. You wouldn't think, but they really do. We went to see a live recording of this podcast that we like called My Brother and Me, which I have mentioned numerous times on this show. And
well, I know that I am familiar with podcasts.
Okay, so one evening while we were down there, across the street from our hotel, was a diner / bar that had a drag show, and we went to that, and it was so good. It was so amazing. They were beautiful. It was fantastic, and I loved it.
I live for it.
They were amazing.
My dream. My true dream for Wheel Talk is to be able to say, oh, Recappa is a Wheel of Time drag queen. As of now, Recappa's drag isn't good enough.
You will get there.
We will get there. And look, that has not been the initial goal. The initial goal has been, let's add some wigs. Let's figure out how to tell the story in new ways. We're getting there. But at some point, I'm spilling my drink. At some point, she's not there yet. But at some point, we will get to a point where it's like,
right now,
needs to improve her wigs, figure out her eyebrows, and then we can call her the Wheel of Time drag.
What do you mean figuring your eyebrows? Your eyebrows are pretty good.
One day. We'll get there. Right now, I mean, like, God.
Oh yeah, they're not. I mean, they can use eyebrows. I mean,
no, they can use a little bit of cleaning up. But
as much as I loved getting a camera, I was like, fuck. Now people can actually see what's going on. I'm like,
well, shit.
No, you're fine.
Yeah, that's why on Squadcast. That's why on Squadcast I'm like, eee, because like on Zoom I have the beauty filter turned on and I look amazing, but on Squadcast I'm like, ah.
Maybe that's all I need to do. I never had to buy an eyebrow pencil till I got a camera. But I was like, well, I'm kind of fucked now.
Oh, I have to fill in these.
People know that I'm not trying, so I gotta try.
Speaking of eyebrows.
Fill in these patchy sons of bitches.
Speaking of eyebrows, like, it's the number one thing I worry about. Like, I used to get my eyebrows waxed once every 2 weeks, and I haven't since the pandemic had my eyebrows waxed since February.
Let me tell you something, Jen. Your brows are full and beautiful. You should get a little bit of cleanup underneath, but your brows are like perfect. Do not.
You have wonderfully shaped.
Your brows are amazing.
Thank you. When I was
I think I have good natural shape, but they're very light, so I have to fill them in.
when I was
I
little,
think both of you have very. I mean, like, I don't know anything about it because obviously, but
My mother was-
I wish I had your brows.
Thank you.
'Cause
My mother
I'm
would.
drawing mine on, and I don't know if it's working.
I have no idea what the fuck is going on.
It's a thing within my
really don't.
family.
I need a stencil.
It's a thing within my family that, like, my brows are good, but when I was little, I didn't understand because I was like, Mom, what do you like best about me? And she goes, you have really good eyebrows. I'm like, you think I'm ugly as shit. That's the ugliest. I'm like, wow, a mother tells her daughter she has really good eyebrows. That is wow, I'm a woof dog. That's the best thing you can say about a person.
You want to know what though? No,
Physically?
listen.
Shit, Mom.
No. No, listen to me though.
I learned later, but when I was like
but
9,
here's the thing: when somebody compliments your eyebrows, it's because you're so gorgeous already, and then you have like
not what I was
perfect
saying.
eyebrows on top of it.
Yeah, well, thank you. But I was like, oh, my sister has a really good neck, and even my fiance's like, your sister has one of the best necks I've ever seen on a woman. I'm like, okay, fine. You like my neck? He's like, your neck's nice, but your sister has like an impeccable neck. I'm like, that's nice. Thank you.
That's how you know that you guys have been together for
a long time.
literally
He's like, your neck's fine.
ever.
But your sister,
You're like, fuck
I
my
really
neck,
love
right?
your sister's neck. Like, but we're fine. It's fine. It's totally fine. This is a true
But
story,
no,
by the way.
it's fine. I didn't murder him and put him in a
100%
closet.
true. He's like, yeah, your sister's neck is gorgeous. This is one of the best necks I've ever seen in a person. I'm like, you like my neck? He's like, it's fine. I'm like, okay.
No.
Alright, I'll never wear my hair up again, bitch. Fuck you.
Fuck. That's
Anyway.
some good shit right
True
there.
story. That's a true
That is
story.
some shady shit. That is some water and shade. That is shade.
You want to know what though?
That's also a
That's
true
the
story.
kind of honesty that you need from a life partner.
Yes.
You know what?
He
You
gives it
know
to
that
me.
you're comfortable together when he can be like, no, honestly, your sister has a better neck,
Yeah.
but
yeah, way
you've
better
got
neck.
better tits. Like,
Yeah,
You know?
have a
I do.
sister.
But she's
I
had
don't
3
have a
kids, so
sister,
let's
but-
let's call a spade a spade. Let's be fair across the board. I haven't had children. She's had 3 kids, and she's breastfed. Okay, so
I mean,
let's
it still fucking
call
counts.
a spade a spade. Across the board.
Call a spade a spade.
Not really fair.
Fucking A.
So anyway, back to Wheel of Time.
Wheel of Time is great, but this is also great. What we've been doing here, this has been fantastic.
And
Honestly,
my ass
this is high
didn't
quality
start
content.
recording
Yes.
until like 45 minutes into.
I'm living for
Just
it.
had this whole opening. Hopefully, Jess will put on the audio so you guys can at least hear it. I mean, we had this whole fucking opening, and I wasn't recording.
Shit, what if I did Legos? How about I do Legos for the opening?
Like,
I did Legos. I built
oh yeah, that's
The
right, I
Millennium
love your
Falcon in, like,
Legos.
30
I
seconds. It
always
was
like
amazing.
it every time you
got the
put up.
audio.
Okay, I really like your Legos, Rakappa. I really do.
I bet I could make Lego Jen and Jess. I feel like that.
You can make Lego anything, honey. I believe in your Lego
Because
powers.
I was
prowess.
like, as I put together my last Lego video, I was like, what the fuck? I've got like a Rakappa Lego wig. Why have I not been doing real people as Legos? What the
Oh my
fuck?
god, that would be amazing. If somebody made a Lego of me, I would shit myself. I'm not even kidding.
I mean, and the thing is, I want to do it right, and I don't have a stole to put on you. And, you know, I want to respect the Amerlin. Let's do it right.
Aw,
But-
that's nice.
But I think I could do a Lego stop motion of these beautiful ladies. And, yeah.
Lego stop motion.
The
Fuck
brown
off.
The Brown Aja, we're into Lego stop motion. We feel like it's the next age.
I love Lego.
As soon as you said your Legos, I'm like, yes, I love your Lego videos.
The Brown Aja loves Legos.
Mm-hmm. It is known.
I'm a bad friend because I didn't even know you did Lego videos.
No, Rakappa does them, and they're really fucking good, bro.
Whoa.
Bad friend. I'm a bad friend. So when you see me,
Mother,
when you see me in
person, to the Mistress of Novices, and
when
you need to go to Sheriam to her study because
fuck Sheriam.
Mother.
For real though, when you see me in person at JordanCon 2021, you can slap me like the bitch I am. Okay.
I
Quoted.
First, I will walk right up to you and I will slap you. I'll be like, you didn't know about my Legos, and I'll slap you in the face. And then I'll be like, oh my god, I made you a Lego. And you'll be so happy, you'll forget I slapped you in the face. And it's gonna be amazing.
That sounds fantastic.
I'll
make sure that Rich gets it all on video. We'll put that out for our patrons.
We'll have the slap.
If I'm gonna give someone a Lego figure, there's gonna be a slap in the face involved.
Absolutely.
I don't do not drama.
Yeah, Lego figures. A, Lego figures do not come free. B, Lego figures do not come without drama.
Mm-hmm.
I just got
known.
a more
That's where we are.
hood. I'm pretty excited.
Do you want to debut it?
I would, except it doesn't fit on my head, and I haven't prepped a Lego minifig with it.
Okay,
yet.
never mind.
I can show you later.
You don't have to. You don't have to.
No, I like this. I like
see.
this. It's gonna happen. It's gonna fucking happen.
See, this is super fun.
Like,
I had no idea. I've seen all of the chapter vids and stuff.
Ass, bro, and
oh my god,
it's lovely. It's intimidating.
I love it.
I lied.
It's somebody.
I lied. It's gonna take me a minute to find it.
No, it's totally fine. It's totally fine. It's totally fine.
But I thought I would show you. Like, I full on have. Like, I've got Legos. Like, good Legos. I just grabbed a bag. But like, here's the full team, Mother. Here's the full team. Back in the day. Oh my god. I'm gonna spill my tea. Back in the day, I was a Game of Thrones fan. I was a big fan of Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
I know no one's ever heard of this show. People don't know about Game of Thrones.
Yeah, I read the books.
Yeah, I mean, people don't really know what this was, so let me just inform everyone. It was a fantasy series that I may or may not have had a 50-gallon fish tank that was the entire map done in Legos. I may or may not have been a little obsessed with this show before it plunged a fist into my heart and squashed my insides out and just turned out to be one of the worst endings I'd ever seen. But I love Game of Thrones at the beginning, and point is, now I have all these fucking Legos that I no longer have any use for because I am not interested in having a Game of Thrones Lego fish tank after the last season. And now I've got all these Legos and it's like, what do I do with them? So I've got Cersei hair, which honestly looks a lot like Rakappa hair. I've got
hungover Targaryen, quote unquote.
I've got. I mean, like Joffrey. I've got good hair. Like Ilaria's hair totally works for Moiraine. Melisandre's fire works for Baalzamon. I've got the Legos I need to do the Wheel of Time thanks to Game of Thrones. So my point of the story is, point is, anyone who is like, oh my god, this show sucked balls at the end, you're not wrong. But now I have all these Legos. So,
So we're reaping the benefit of that.
I plan
the wheel weaves. Maybe that fucking series crashed at the end, so you could take all those Legos and make Wheel of Time shit for us. The wheel weaves.
I will always say, this is, you know what? This is
Tell
Wheel
me.
Talk. This is me, Wheel Talk. Wig aside, just like me as Brian, Wheel Talk. I had some really big issues with Game of Thrones at the end because I was a big fan, diehard fan, the kind of fan who made a goddamn fish tank that looked like the map. I was beyond obsessed. And
You were obviously very invested.
yes. And, towards the end, we all as fans, I think a lot of Wheel of Time fans were Game of Thrones fans, and a lot of us went through this weird experience of what's our attitude supposed to be? Because on one hand, we have these people who were like, let's petition for a new final season, which I think we can all agree is a little silly. They're not going to do that. And on the other hand, we have these people who were like, whatever, we should be appreciative that we got an ending. And me, as a Game of Thrones fan, I'm like, I have a hard time with that because I expected more, and I am not able to just throw it away like that. And Game of Thrones, I never loved Game of Thrones the way I've loved The Wheel of Time, but having been through that and having really not loved the way that went down, I just think it's a wonderful thing that those of us who had a problem with Game of Thrones at the end, who are also Wheel of Time fans, can now celebrate the fact that, like, this thing that, and I don't mean to be so negative, but this thing that went down in a way that disappointed a lot of us, we can now look to this and be like, yeah, it didn't go down the way we wanted, but this truly led to the Wheel of Time. I mean, do we really think the Wheel of Time would have this kind of budget if not for Game of Thrones?
No, I've said this.
And
no, you're absolutely 100% correct.
And I like, it's hard for me because I before starting Wheel Talk, I was one of these negative pushers who was like, oh my God, I can't believe the end of Game of Thrones let us down so much. I loved these books. I loved this show for the first 4 seasons, and I feel betrayed. And I was one of those people. And I'm not proud of that because a lot of us got really negative towards the end. But it's a gift that it's led to this.
Well, yeah.
Well,
because it's led to The Witcher. It's led to Wheel of Time. It's led to because The Witcher,
Lord of the Rings series, apparently.
It's led to the reopening of the fantasy genre being something that the popular eye and is caring about. Because after the Lord of the Rings series just kind of fizzled away, people shied away from fantasy kind of until Game of Thrones came out, and then it was it's a heel. Okay.
See, I don't think that they shied away from fantasy because I'm sorry, the Lord of the Rings movies were fucking hella fucking successful.
Yes, but
don't
I'm
be
saying
shit.
I loved them.
I love them.
With it.
Okay, let me tell you something. Let's talk about Lord of the Rings.
Yes, okay.
Let's talk about how this bitch used to reread that series every fucking year. I am a whore for J.R.R. Tolkien. That man is my bitch. So I was so excited when they did the movies, and honestly, largely, they were really, really good. But man, did I have some fucking issues with the Two Towers. I went to see that shit in the theater opening night.
Hated the
fucking
Shadowfax
midnight.
Thing. Yeah.
Well, no, Shadowfax, I had issues with Shadowfax because Shadowfax is supposed to be like, he's the king of horses, and you're rolling out, he's the king of horses, and you are fucking rolling out this white ass horse. I'm sorry. No, he's supposed to be silver. You have all of these fucking CGI bullshit. You made your own fire because what existed wasn't good enough, and you couldn't CGI a fucking shimmering silver horse. Suck my dick, Peter Jackson. But that actually isn't my main issue.
I know it's not.
But I just have to say, my husband and I, this is a thing with us, because I made my husband watch Lord of the Rings. We get to the moment where Gandalf returns, and he's on Shadowfax, and he says I think it's Pippin and Meryn, he's like, this is Shadowfax, Lord of Horses. And my husband and I start cracking up, and he looks at me, and he has never read Lord of the Rings. He goes, I am Shadowfax, Lord of Horses. And it's so... every single time. So for the rest of the series watching it. Every time Gandalf shows up on Shadowfax, my husband looks at me trying to make fun of me. He goes, I am Shadowfax, Lord of Horses. And I'm like, fuck off. These are good books, but it is kind of funny.
How?
What does that mean to the other horses? Look at him. They're like, oh my God, Shadowfax.
How dare you make fun of the Miras? How dare you make fun of the Miras? That is unacceptable. How dare?
I want to see some regular horse meet Shadowfax and be like, my lord.
Oh, but you want to know what they don't touch on in the movies is how Gandalf taking Shadowfax is such a fucking power move. Because, like, King Theoden was so, like, just fucking horny to get Gandalf out of his fucking lands. He's like, take any horse you want. Yeah. Gandalf takes the literal best horse. He takes the literal Lord of the Miras, descended from, like, the most badass fucking horse, and just fucking pissed off Theoden so bad. Like, fucking flex. Like, Gandalf fucking flexed when he took that horse, okay? But what I really had an issue with, there are two things I had an issue with. I was fine with Fellowship. I was fine with Return of the King. But Two Towers, my ass, when it was over, stood up and was like, Peter Jackson is fucking fired.
Why?
Let's talk about why. Let's talk about the character assassination of Faramir. Let's talk about Faramir. Let's talk about how dirty they did Faramir.
I'm going to be 100%.
They did him fucking dirty.
I'm going to be real with you. Let me just double check.
Be real with me right now.
Fair mother, because I'm always real. I'm always real. You know, you know me.
I know you.
Faramir is Boromir's brother. Am I wrong?
Yeah.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure. Go on. Yes. Faramir. And also, but also, have you watched The Boys on Amazon Prime?
Mm-mm.
I bring this up because it's superhero, which debatably falls into fantasy. But I watched it recently, and I'm watching this character, and my husband's like, "Oh, he's been in a bunch of stuff," and I'm like, "No, you don't understand. He's in something. I know him from something." And my husband's like, "No, he is Theoden."
What?
Theoden.
I love him.
I'm pretty sure it's Theoden. He is in The Boys. Anyway, sorry. I was like, oh my god, this character, I know this actor. Point is, I love that Shadowfax is an issue for you too, because Shadowfax has caused controversy.
I mean, of all of the things that are an issue, Shadowfax falls pretty low on the list. But at the top of the list, let's talk about the character assassination of Faramir. So, to review on this Wheel of Time podcast that is now a Lord of the Rings podcast, in the movie...
You're holding it hostage, by the way. This isn't Jen's agreement to this. But go ahead. You're just going to go ahead.
To quote Maureen Damodred from earlier,
you're gonna
I don't
take our podcast.
I don't give a Damodred.
I don't want to talk about it, but here you go. Just sound off. Fucking.
I'm gonna fucking sound off because this is how much of a bottle of wine I have left.
I need more whiskey.
You should get some. So
if I run and get it, it'll be 20.
Run and get it. My anger on this runs hot. I'm not going to lose steam on this.
I know. I'm like, please run and get it. Fuck, you save yourself some time.
Oh, fuck you.
Fuck you.
No,
Am I wrong?
About what?
The fact that you're going to go on about Faramir, no matter what.
I am going to make my point.
Am I wrong?
Succinct. I'm going to make it succinct. I will succinctly say why I have a fucking issue with his characterization in the films. It's gonna be quick. It's gonna be succinct.
Okay, go ahead.
Bitch, I love you.
I love you too. I
this
truly
is fun.
do. It is fun. Except when I fucking forget to goddamn record halfway through.
Well, I mean, we can, you know what? We can.
Honest with you, I'm like, fuck.
You want to know what? We'll come back to it and we'll try again.
Wait. Okay. We can come back to it, but I just have to. I'm gonna bring up this thing that I have not brought up on social media on any. But since we're talking about Lord of the Rings, I think I've brought this up to YouTube before, but there is an article that compares Éowyn to Gawain and talks
I've heard about that.
how both of these two are these tragic heroes who are misunderstood.
Disagree.
And excuse me for spoiling The Lord of the Rings, but Éowyn actually fucking kills the leader
Lich
of the
King.
Nazgul.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Éowyn kills the Witch King of Angmar,
I mean, the idea of comparing these two characters, am I wrong?
You're not wrong.
who's the person who wrote this article? I just want to talk.
It's a thing. Honestly, people posted it online. I did not read the article because
It
I
is
saw what it
true.
was. Like,
It is known.
the headline is like,
Recapa
Éowyn and
speaks
Gawain are two tragic characters.
Yeah, this
but I
exists.
was honestly like, I should read this to be able to comment on it appropriately, but at the same time, I couldn't. I couldn't do it. Because I was like, the idea of comparing these two characters for any reason other than the facts that their names end similarly, spelling-wise, I cannot. Because Éowyn's a fucking badass who just
Éowyn is a
what needs to be
fucking
done.
Éowyn is a fucking shield maiden of Rohan, and you're gonna fucking compare her to that shitbird? Suck my dick. No, absolutely not.
Can we? I think Éowyn is the original Nynaeve.
Éowyn?
Is that bad to say?
No, I
think
don't
Éowyn
think
doesn't
so.
take shit from no. I don't mean to admit. You know what? That's a bad statement. I didn't. As I said it, I was like, no, that's not fair because they're so different. But the idea that we would compare Éowyn, who is this badass woman who does this thing that no men are able to do, comparing her to Gawain, who, excuse me for spoilers, but ruins everything.
He
because
ruins
wants to be
literally
the
everything.
big
You know
man.
what?
He wants to be the big man on campus, and he can't handle the fact that a woman is more important than he is. And because
I am
of that,
absolutely
Recapa?
certain that Gawain has a small dick,
Recapa,
and he can't deal with it.
you deserve
I'm hearing
some snaps today. Because
Gawain.
I've never heard that before just now when you said it. Let it be clocked. Let it be known. You said it first. And with pondering with my brown Aja self, I had to reflect for a moment.
My brown sister.
The more I think about it, the more it makes sense that Nynaeve is a homage, is a deflection, the two are comparable between Nynaeve and Éowyn. I see this.
I love that.
I see this, and you were not wrong. And I had never heard that before just now, and I had to think about it, and I'm like, you're right.
I think there are parallels there. That would be a really interesting kind of thesis.
Wow.
I guess the
That's
reason
deep.
I'm so quick to be like, oh my god, Éowyn is Nynaeve, Éowyn is Egwene, is because this idea of comparing her to a male character. And let's even backtrack a little bit. Éowyn, as badass as she is, she's really all we get as far as female badasses in Lord of the Rings. No shade to Galadriel, but really, if we're looking at Lord of the Rings and we're looking at these heroes who take down Sauron, Éowyn is the whole fun of Éowyn, and I hate this, and I respect J.R.R. Tolkien for this, and at the same time I hate him for this. Point is, Éowyn's the only one. Éowyn is the only female who we can point at in this series and be like, holy shit, look what she did.
Yeah.
She's the only one. And it happens because her father, the king, was about to die. And you know what? I wouldn't mind it if we got to see.
There are parallels between Nynaeve saying, "My husband rides for Tywin Gat. Will he ride alone?" and Éowyn being on the field because of her dad and her love for
Uncle.
him. And
It's her uncle. I'm sorry. It's her uncle.
Dad. No, I'm playing. No, it's her uncle. No.
It's her uncle.
But it's there's a lot of, and she's royal, and Nynaeve becomes royal, and it's like this, like, but she's not.
Well, and I
like, I don't know, like I see a lot of parallels here though, like a warrior queen.
But my thing with Éowyn, I remember in California when I live in New York now, which is also Tervalin, don't worry about it. But when I lived in California, and they did at the ArcLight this huge Lord of the Rings, was the first year they had done it, Lord of the Rings marathon. Everyone fucking dressed up as hobbits, and between movies we went next door, we got super drunk, and we would come back and watch the next movie. And I'll never forget it. I remember the moment when Éowyn stood up and she looked that Nazgul in the fucking eye and she said, "I am no man." And she shoved her fucking blade into his face and killed him. And everyone in the theater jumped out of their chairs and screamed. And it wasn't until years later when Wonder Woman came out and I was in that theater and I was like, yeah, you bitches have forgotten. You bitches have forgotten that we had Éowyn. And when this article was released about, Éowyn and Gawain are these two tragic heroes, I haven't read the article, so I'm not being totally fair, but at the same
I haven't
time,
read
I
it
was
either.
like,
I saw
I mean,
it though. I know what
I
you're talking
love
about.
Éowyn because even if you're not a hardcore Lord of the Rings fan, you remember that part. You remember that part. And
like,
it's iconic for someone who wants to read empowering female characters in fantasy. I think she is an iconic character, and to compare her to Gawain is like, how dare you? How dare you? Yeah. We have this woman who is kicking fucking ass. She is satisfying what everyone needs to see. And then we have this book where this male asshole can't stand the fact that his wife is more powerful than he is. So he runs into the distance, gets himself killed, fucks up everything. And now we're supposed to be like, oh yeah, Éowyn's like Gawain. No, fuck that. Éowyn is a hero. Gawain's a moron. And I cannot.
Thank you for that. Well, and it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate that in the Lord of the Rings we only get one female hero, but the one that we get, she is a hell of a hero. The one we get is fucking. If you need one, she's the one to have. Fuck, Éowyn is awesome. And
I agree.
She ends up marrying Faramir, which is awesome. I shipped them big time. But I am going to bring it back around to my issues with Faramir. I super am. Jen, you thought that we were out of the woods, but we're not. We're not out of the woods on that one. Suck my dick. So here are my issues with Faramir. Let's talk about this, because if you want to talk about heroic characters,
bitch.
Okay, so in the movies, to review, Faramir and his squad capture Fram and Soto.
Bitch, you sure you want to talk about this right now?
Sam and Frodo.
Characters, Fram and Soto.
Everyone knows. He captures Sam and Frodo, finds out that they have the ring, and then lets his daddy issues get the best of him and starts to take him back to Minas Tirith, which is just such a fucking load of shit. It's a fucking load of shit. It's the biggest fucking load of shit because fucking Boromir was flawed, fundamentally flawed. He was weak. Like all men, he was weak. Men are weak, right? Okay, Faramir, on the other hand, the blood of Numenor ran true in this motherfucker's veins, ran true in his veins. If I saw the ring on the side of the road, I would not take it, he says in the books. He wouldn't fucking take it. He didn't fucking want it. He wanted no piece of that. He wanted no part of it. He wanted nothing to do with it. His daddy issues, he didn't fucking have any because he didn't care what his dad thought. He's like, you want to know what? I am a worthy person without my father's approval. Go fuck yourself, Denethor. Suck my dick. Give Sam and Frodo provisions. Sends them on to Mordor. You want to take this other path because you're not going to get fuck all done at the gates. Fucking bet. You're going to want to go to Cirith Ungol. Fucking be careful. Fucking that shit pissed me off so bad. It pissed me off so bad.
I'm living for this. Can I? I hear you, Mother. May I ask a question?
Yes.
That I hope will be Wheel of Time show related. If you could change
popped out.
one thing
Hold on one second.
about the Peter Jackson Lord of the Rings movies,
You were not recording,
what
just
would it
popped
be?
out.
And I will go ahead and say, I not to interrupt before I ask the question, but like,
okay, we need to back up because I got the stanky boot, and I don't know why.
Jesse popped out. Go ahead.
I think mine would be.
So, what's your question? Possibly Wheel of Time show related.
Yeah. My question is, if we're looking at those three movies, which a lot of people loved, which, I mean, they were a huge part of pop culture.
Mm-hmm.
What, as a fan of the series, what would you change? And I guess this is sort of an afterthought, but like, how does that relate to the Wheel of Time? Are there ways that ties into how you would change the Wheel of Time?
So what I would change with Lord of the Rings, Lord of the Rings.
It's all good. This is almost out. It's not
obviously Faramir. I also had issues with the Ents. What those boiled down to, what those changes boiled down to, were changing the essence of who these characters were. That's the issue that I had with the whole thing. Like, I was irritated by the Shadowfax thing, but ultimately that's not important. It doesn't really matter that much. But when you're looking at Faramir and you go from badass dude who is able to resist temptation where his brother couldn't, to bitch with daddy issues, when you take Fangorn, when you take Treebeard, and you take him from a thoughtful person who is participating in this Entmoot with his sort of peers, and they talk and they talk and they talk and they come to the conclusion in the books that, yeah, this shit will not stand. We already have plenty of evidence that Saruman is on his fucking bullshit and we're not going to take it anymore. And they march to war. Versus in the movies where they have the Entmoot and they're like, oh, nope, not our problem. And it isn't until they suddenly walk into this field of trees fucking chopped to shit. And then all of a sudden they get pissed off. This has already been happening. It's fucking bullshit. You've changed the core of what these characters are. And that's what my problem was. That's where my problem came. So the way that translates to what I'm hoping for with the series, I understand that changing from the medium of a book to the medium of a television show or a film, changes are going to have to be made. But you cannot do a direct translation. It just doesn't work, right? But what I'm hoping for is that the core of what makes a character who they are and what makes the people who read these books love those characters or love to hate those characters, that those things remain the same, that the foundation stays there, even if sort of the wrapping has to change a little bit. Does that make sense?
Yes. Okay. I heard everything you just said.
Thank you.
Lived for it. And I had to say, what was flashing through my head as you talked about it was the Palantir. The idea that the enemy knows what's going on because of the Palantir. And the way that is dealt with. I am thinking about the Wheel of Time. And I haven't asked either of you about spoiler nature of this episode, so
spoil the fuck out of it. Bonus episodes are always spoilery.
I might be fucking everything up. Look, if anyone's gonna make a fucking mess out of your episode, it's me. So get ready for it.
Or me
get ready for the mess.
I'm a fucking mess. I don't know if you know me, but I'm a fucking mess.
I'm a mess too.
We're all messes here.
Girl, I hear it. But the Palantir is my equivalent of the cleansing of the source. I honestly think that is the point at which the evil force in play is like, oh shit, you want to play? Let's play.
Mm-hmm.
And that it is that moment in Lord of the Rings where Gandalf wakes Pippin or
Mary. Mary.
Yeah, he wakes him. He's like, we're fucked because
It was Pippin.
they know it was Pippin. Yeah,
Pippin was and Pippin was already up. Pippin was looking into the Palantir. Gandalf wakes up and
Yes.
is like, "Fucking, what are you doing?" And he's like, "No, we have to go because we're fucked. He knows you're here, and we have to go." Yeah, and that's when Merry and Pippin get separated, and it's so sad because they're obviously in love with each other.
to be. I mean, and that is a thing that those movies did well. As a gay person, I have to say, even Frodo and Sam, which if you're a gay person reading these books, if you're a gay man reading these books, you're like, oh, Sam really cares about this boy, and this is a thing that goes beyond, what's on the page. It goes beyond. And to read about one of these characters who may or may not be gay stepping outside the bounds of what's allowed is exciting. It's kind of the same thing as Logain becoming. I mean, a lot of people talk about Logain being a gay person, which I live for that for all kinds of reasons. But this idea,
For selfish reasons, I hope that Logain is bisexual because,
into it. Hey,
because I want a piece of it. Okay.
Look,
I want some Logain and Androl
for
action. Go ahead.
I mean, and look, let's all be honest. I don't know. I'm talking to the Amerlin and the Keeper, so maybe I'm wrong, but
Nah.
I thought Logain was going to amount to more. You know what? Let's talk about it. Can we talk about this?
Yes, let's talk about it. I want to talk about it.
The Wheel of Time, please.
Let's talk about
shut up.
it.
Fuck you.
Yeah, no.
Fuck
no.
you back.
Fuck you back.
Logain. I'm sorry.
No, I thought he was going to amount to more too.
Yeah.
We had these viewings from Min where it's like, oh, he's going to amount to glory.
Yeah.
So for the rest of the series, we're sitting back every time Logain shows up and we're like,
Yeah.
oh my god,
Yeah.
what's going to be Logain's glorious moment? And at the end, it turns out Logain's glorious moment is debating whether or not he should remove this Sa'angreal from the crystal that Egwene created. And it's like, dude, if you were gonna do something useful, you should have fucking done it by now. We were already fighting this war.
Seems
what the
like
fuck is wrong with
Nazrul
you? Like,
Tane
you're gonna
is the
take
one that
control
was
of the
involved.
Ashaman, take control of the fucking
Yeah.
Ashaman.
Yeah, he did.
When he
Yeah.
goes to Damodred, because this is easy to forget. I feel like Gowan goes to Damodred, he fails.
Yeah.
Galad goes to Damodred, he fails.
Yes.
We forget this part. I forget this part. Logain fucking goes to Damodred.
Yes.
And he fails. And it's honestly like, okay, we have been setting this character up for 13 books. I'm sorry about it. But we have been saying through Min's viewings, this is a character who has glory shining over his head.
Yeah.
We are going to see this. It's going to be magnificent. It's
Yeah.
this thing we've all been waiting for.
Yeah.
And what it turns out to be is
Yeah.
Logain understands Damodred is a dark friend, Tame is a dark friend, and he understands the bad thing that they're turning him to the shadow.
Yeah, and Logain just had to resist the shadow for a long time while Androl and Pavara saved him while he was in dire straits. And yeah.
Here's my thing.
Yeah.
I agree with you. I am like, that is 100% what goes down. Here's my thing. Why have we been talking about Logain when all along we should have been talking about Androl? It's true.
That's a really excellent question.
Because, and there's an answer, and there's only one answer, Brandon Sanderson. I think
You're right. You're right.
I am of
No,
the firm
and you know
opinion
what?
that Androl
And I
is
think-
a
I think that's
100%.
just
Brandon
a-
Sanderson character has nothing to do with Jordan, and he came And Jordan may have like wrote the sketchings of someone that saves Logain, but I think Brandon Sanderson stepped in because he didn't come until like book 13 as this person
You're
that
right.
just had a talent for
Here's the question.
The
You're
gateways.
Did Logain or did Androl chomp Logain's flavor?
He did. 100%.
I'm gonna put a poll up on
Yes,
Twitter.
Yes.
You're
That
right.
he did.
Well, okay.
Androl stepped into
Can I-
Logain's territory.
So I'm not going to
lessened
actually
him,
ask
diminished.
this question on Wheel of Time, on Real Talk Family Feud, because I know the answer.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
between the two of you,
Androl chopped
who do you
Logain's flavor.
think? This is a good Family Feud question, but
Okay.
this is better for this conversation.
Okay.
Between the two of you,
Yeah.
who do you think is the Black Tower's MVP? I know the answer. I just want to know if you get it right.
Fuck off.
I mean, it's gotta be.
Jen, fuck off, you asshole!
I love you. I love you, Rakava.
Jen's like, shut the fuck up!
That's how you know I love you. That's how you know I love you. That's how you know. Like, that is because I care.
How could you ask that?
Because
no, but I'm not fucking kidding. I am not
how
fucking
you
kidding.
know I care.
I am not
That's
kidding.
how you
I am
know
so
I
not kidding.
care.
Where's my Lysol?
That
I
is-
am not kidding, bitch. What?
That is how you know.
Fucking kidding.
How else would you know I love you if I didn't say that shit?
I want to hear it because my battery may die any second. I want to hear it from the mother and the keeper. Who's the MVP of the Black Tower? I want to hear it.
I mean,
Mother, keeper.
Androl, but only with Pavara.
Girl. Yeah. No. Yeah. That's a
Like,
valid answer.
I mean, honestly, honestly, the MVP of the Black Tower is Pavara.
We know.
Nazareth
but for
Tame.
real, We have this man.
Eat shit.
No, bring it.
Nazareth Tame! Final answer!
I want to hear it. I want to hear it. Bring it, because I want to
Nazareth
hear it.
Tame!
And I said
Final
time the
answer!
White fucking Tower.
Nazareth Tame.
I would love to hear who should we be listening to? Because
Nazareth
God
Tame!
damn it.
Nazareth
Things are
Tame.
fucked around
MVP.
here.
Black Tower. Quote it.
Yeah. No, bring it because Black Tower's not going so well. It's not going
Jen
so well.
confirmed Dark Friend.
No.
This is not going well back here. Things are, I mean,
I'll say Logain.
whatever hair
I'll say
color
Logain
we
because
have.
I have a special personal affection for Logain. I do not know if Androl would have survived all the torture that they were bringing to Logain for as long as they did, for Logain to not turn with 13 around him for as long as they did to Logain. To turn.
Well, I mean,
like
I think that's a given
like
because Logain is. I mean, Androl admits that he is not strong in the power. He
It's not
can
even that.
like
It's
he
like
even
a
has like a
willpower thing.
set size of. Like he's really good at gateways,
He
but
has
he can only
talent.
make them so
Yeah,
big, right?
He's actually, he would,
Like
he
he's
would be
really
ready
good at
to
them, but they can
dedicate
only
fairly.
be. Yeah, he can only use. So obviously, he wouldn't be able to withstand the change. I mean, yeah, that's a given.
Yeah.
Totally.
Look,
But
I am with you both. God damn it! Why
I
are
would
my
have to
beer
say-
bottles empty?
I'm going to say
My beer bottles are
Logain.
all empty. It's
I'm so sorry.
fucking whiskey. I hate whiskey.
I'm going to say Logain for one reason and one reason only. Because I think Logain is better at standing up to Rand in the long term about what's the best for the Black Tower. I think Logain is too much of his own individual and has been
yeah,
tried and tested more
Logain
than
doesn't take
Androl
bullshit.
has.
Yeah, Logain doesn't
I-
take bullshit.
Androl doesn't either though because of his own shit. So I don't know.
Well, yeah, but Androl
It's-
isn't in a position of power, whereas Logain is.
It's very close. Brendan Sanderson did in one book what Jordan was trying to convey in 13. Okay, so
agree with
it's
you.
very, very,
I
very
agree.
close. But
I
have to say the
honestly, I hear what you're saying, Jen, in the sense that I think Robert Jordan wanted Logain to be a really big deal in the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Robert Jordan intended with this whole, I mean, it's been interesting with Real Talk. A lot of people have shot out suggestions, especially with me saying, oh, I wish that more people who were not Dark Friends turned out to be Dark Friends. That'd be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people have been saying Mazrim Taim should turn out to be a Dark Friend. He should look like a good guy in the beginning and turn out to be a Dark Friend in the end. And it's something that, as a Wheel of Time fan, I always thought would happen. I thought there was going to be at least one character who we trusted. And we're just like, I love this character, I trust this character, and then we were going to see them turn to the shadow.
Kind
I
of
always
Varen,
thought it
but
was
not
gonna
really.
happen.
I mean, Varen is really is Varen that Varen's kind of that person, but
no. She's still good.
I mean, Varen was a Dark Friend, but she was honestly working at counter purposes.
That's and I
mean,
I feel like you two are supporting me. That's what I'm saying. My point is, my bottom line is, Varen's reveal is incredible. Honestly,
you want drama?
No, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I honestly
High drama.
It may be the best reveal I have ever read. There is one other series where I'm like, that was a great reveal. It's honestly like, of all the fantasy I've ever read, it's up there for the best reveal I've
Honestly,
ever read.
I never saw it coming. I was shook.
I told Sanderson to his
I was
face.
shook.
To his face.
Really?
The one time I met Sanderson,
Really?
I said, listen, when you wrote that shit about Varen, I threw my fucking book against the wall. And he was sitting there with his hands across, and he looked at me like, I'm like, no, in a good way. But
Like,
I was like, that's
honestly,
crazy. And he commented on Twitter about it later with me.
I did not have a single
Really, though?
inkling, not once. It never
No, you
occurred
did.
to me.
You did.
No.
You did.
No.
You did.
I didn't know.
You did.
I didn't know.
I don't know, baby. I don't.
No.
I.
didn't
You're forgetting. I have been exactly where you are. You just don't remember. I don't mean to minimize.
You know what? I might get there as we go through this read through, because bearing in mind that I made it the first time I read, I made it all the way through, a half of the way through Winter's Heart. I've only read all the way through one time. So as we go through the read through, I might connect the dots.
I continue to hear you as I'm listening to this. I hear you. I'm not.
Okay.
on this.
This is so fun. This is so much fucking fun.
No, I know, right? No, I just wanna do this because, to be totally honest, I've been waiting for the second book to do this. It's not gonna stay on. It's okay. It's not gonna stay on. It's okay. Everyone, stay calm. This is important. This is important. Shut up and listen. I have something important to say.
You have the floor.
I just want to say this for anyone who hasn't finished the series.
They fucked if they haven't at this point with what we've said.
Shh.
Okay. Okay. You have the floor, Madam Speaker. You have the floor, Madam Speaker.
Recampo's reclaiming her time.
This is what goes down. This is what goes down. Varen told us to come, and Moraine looks everyone in the eyes and she says, I did not send Varen. I did not send Varen.
She did.
I did not send Varen.
She didn't.
I did not send Varen.
And by the 3 oaths, she cannot lie.
I did not send Varen, and by the 3 oaths, you fucking deal with it. I did not send Varen.
She did say this.
I did not send
And I did
Varen.
I did not pick up on that at the time, though.
Well, and I mean, for myself, even the
Right.
third time
I
through.
bet you did. I bet you
The,
did.
no, honest to God, hand to Jesus, hand
I
to
didn't get it.
Jesus,
I did
baby
not
Jesus in the
send
manger.
Varen.
When I read that, I just read
didn't
it
get it.
as Varen being fucking nosy.
Yeah, I didn't understand. You're
Stop
right.
it.
You're right, Recapa.
Hand to God.
real?
No, you're
This-
right. You're
no, you're
absolutely
right. You're
right.
absolutely
But
right.
even this,
I
even
did
this,
not
was
send
there.
Varen.
You're right.
No, but this is amazing to me.
Yeah.
I love this because maybe. I mean, look, I don't know what the fuck this looks like on me. I don't know.
it looks
But-
great. You look beautiful.
I just have to say to the mother and the keeper, this moment, as someone, I am trying to create content where I'm like, oh, this is spoiler free, this is spoiler full, whatever, who fucking cares?
Yeah, but-
This moment, I did not send Varen.
She said that, yes.
I mean, you're right.
Moiraine said that.
That
And I'm
bitch.
only bringing this up because for me, and like, look, spell it out to the bitch, to any bitches who are watching, spell it out, let them know. How dare these bitches watch and not be afraid of like knowing what's going on, but how dare they? This is important.
It is.
When Moiraine says, I did not send Varen, I personally
One or the
don't
other
know.
must be lying.
That's the thing. And
Because-
when I get, I'm not there in Wheel Talk yet, but I have to say, when I get there, I am 100% fascinated in what people say because for me,
I
it
didn't catch it.
becomes either, because this is it. This is really it. Truly, you can bring stuff up over the years. Oh, in Crown of Swords, Varen does this thing, whatever. But this is the moment
Yeah.
where you really point at it and you say, Varen
Yeah.
is doing something for the shadow, or Varen is something we don't understand.
Right.
And
Point of order.
With Shiriam, we had the same exact thing. And no, Jess, please. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to ignore you. I'm
No,
so
it's okay.
thrilled by this conversation. I love it. What
I
do
do
you
have a
think?
point of
What do you think
order.
of this? Yeah. Also,
I can't remember,
Varen
and I need.
needs a darker hood. Varen needs like a bun. Sorry.
Point of order. Because I don't remember is why I'm asking.
Moraine does say this.
No, I know Moraine says that. I remember that part.
Mm-hmm.
Does Varen say that Moraine sent her?
Yes.
Because I feel like she does, right? Varen says Moraine sent me to go with you, right?
Yes.
I want to say it's Perrin that she's talking to. I don't remember exactly whom. It may be all three of the boys, actually. But Moiraine's statement is, Varen did not send me. And I think it's at the beginning of the Dragon Reborn when
Yeah,
we have
it's the beginning of the great-
that tinker who's like not willing to admit that she's a tinker, and she's like, sorry, I may interrupt you, Jen.
No, you're right. Please continue. It's at very beginning. If you're talking about the one that meets Perrin at the edge of the forest and gets led to the camp of the Dragon Reborn, it is a
I
tinker.
am.
It is a tinker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When they're in the mountains, right?
Right, when in the mountains and she's going
Yep.
up on her horse. Uh-huh.
But also, she's like guiding them towards them, kind of.
But Varen, it's in the Great Hunt. It's not the very beginning, because I know the scene you're talking about. That's the introduction to the Great Hunt. But it's in the Great Hunt where, like, Varen catches up to them on horse after they all disperse, because Moraine and Lan go off to where the boys don't know where. Meanwhile, they're going to see Athelas and Vandine.
Vandy gets it.
So that's where
Athalas, I love you.
That's
Athalas.
Adalas.
Ah, it's a
and
weed.
Nadine. That's
Kingsfoil,
a
it's a weed.
Kingsfoil.
I'm gonna be
that's
back in
where
1
Marine
second. I'm
and
sorry to
Lud
keep
go.
doing this. I'm gonna be
No, it's okay. Do what you gotta do. It's fine.
Yeah.
We're just having fun now.
Doing this. I hate doing this.
Okay, so when, because Lan and Moraine go off and they do their own thing,
They see Athalas.
Perrin, Matt, and Rand are following Pat on Fane
They're looking for
Fane
the
because
horn.
he's stolen the horn, right?
As well as the dagger.
Varen catches up with them. At
Yes.
that moment,
And Varen
she says that Moraine
Varen had
sent her.
Mhm.
And we know that that's a lie. And later, Moraine says, I didn't send Varen.
Yeah.
So now,
one
if
of
you
the
weren't
two
an
of them has
idiot,
to be
if you're not an
lying.
idiot like me, you're thinking, okay, well, either Moraine's lying or Varen's lying.
Yes, that could be only.
I missed it. I missed it.
And according to Three Oaths, one of them had to be lying. But, you know, I didn't understand that at the time because I didn't catch it.
Get Morgan's cloak off in this chair. I
Agree.
I have to
Oh my
pee.
God.
Keep talking. I'll be able to hear you. I've got to
No,
pee.
I
have to
It's
pee.
okay. Go
Hold on.
pee. But no,
We'll be back.
I have to hear about this because I have to say. Wait, you both left. Oh my God.
We
All
did.
right,
We left.
all right.
I am gonna
No, that's
pee
okay.
myself.
That's okay. But you have to be okay with the fact that I'm gonna talk to your fans, and whatever they think is whatever they think. Okay, everyone, you remember this fucking line. I did not send Varen. It's a fucking thing. All of these beer bottles are fucking empty. I'm gonna still pour them. Anyone who is not cool with Varen, anyone who doesn't want to see me talk about Varen, get the fuck off. Because you know what? Fucking Varen. Look at me. I am a brown Audra sister. Do you think I would do this if not for Varen? Come on, Varen. Oh my God. Look. The episode where Recappa talks about Varen coming out, it's gonna be an episode. We're gonna have Legos. We are gonna have admissions. We are gonna have drama. We are gonna have Jen putting on her headphones and being like, oh my God, what the fuck is going on?
So here's the thing.
What the fuck just happened?
So-
what is Recappa talking about? Oh my fucking God. Oh my God. Oh my God. We're gonna have all of that and you're all gonna freak the fuck out.
My
But
question
it's
to
gonna
you,
happen.
Recappa,
Let's do it. Let's do it,
My
Jen.
one
Let's do it
and-
because
my
we
one and
have
only
been
question.
overdue.
especially when it comes to Varen and Moraine, because this is a subject true and dear to my heart.
Overdue.
I'm
girl,
back.
Overdue.
When you first read this series, like your first read through, you're telling me that you caught the fact that neither Varen or Moraine had to be breaking the three oaths by Moraine saying, I didn't send Varen on your first read through. Like, you caught the fact that you thought Varen was a dark friend before her reveal. Is that what you're telling
Because,
me?
like, we
Because most
we
people
verified.
didn't. Some people have. Some people did catch, and you're not the first person I would hear that says that. Because people were like, well, yeah, it was obvious. There were all sorts of clues, which there were, but I didn't see that until my reread. But you're telling me on your first read through, you caught it. You're one of those people. Because I have met a couple, but they are more rare, and they're highly intelligent, and you do have that capacity. I did not. I did not catch it. But you're saying that you did on your first read through. Is that what you're saying? that either Varen or Moraine had to
The
be
drama.
breaking the three oaths
The drama.
by
I
saying
never
that?
like to expound on drama, but I mean, you know me. I'm not a drama queen.
absolutely not.
But we'll scooch up a little bit. I read The Wheel of Time when I was in college.
Right. Okay.
And at the time, I literally had one friend who reached out and said, hey, you write fantasy, you should read this. You would like this.
Mm-hmm.
It was one friend. And from there, I started, on social media, it was like, oh my God, people have read the series. I haven't read the series. I didn't finish to the end. But there are people out there who have done this. And it became such an exciting thing to finish the series and engage with everyone that at the beginning, that wasn't really... at the beginning, my goal was to finish the series. This is 14 books. Yeah. This is like a lot to commit to.
Yeah.
And it felt really good to be able to log onto podcasts and YouTube videos and be like, oh, Nablus is doing this, White Tower Pod is doing this. Like, I respect what they're doing. This is a huge series. So, it took me a minute. And I'll also say that, like, some of the music that I experienced reaching out to be like, oh my God, you guys write Wheel of Time music. And some of the podcasts that come out, like, it's not what you'd expect.
Right.
And I have just been, as someone who is just a Wheel of Time fan, like, regardless of whether I'm a Kappa or Brian or whatever, like, it's been fun. It's been really fun to get to interact with everyone who is doing this on Twitter of Time or as a character. I live for it. I fucking live for it. So
there's
anyway,
so much.
Wait until you get to Jordan Con next year. It's gonna be
oh man, Jordan Con is. Jordan Con is fucking lit.
Like, bitch, I am there. No, I will hit the both of you up. I'm sure, because apparently...
If your ass is not sitting with us at karaoke, I'll kick it.
We had the cool kids table. We were all getting drunk as fuck. It was a very real time.
Hey, real story.
If I were the two of you, you better fucking win next year. And, like, I am behind all
it
of
was,
like,
Jess and
take
Kayla
them the fuck down. I don't want anyone coming up being like, oh, the Iberas got damaged.
No,
with the
Jess won last year because
fuck you. Fuck you. White Tower Podcast has a song to sing. How dare you? Who the fuck do you think you are, 8 Barras? No one cares about you. Min doesn't care about you. Fail doesn't care about you. Perrin doesn't care about you. Just shut up. Like, I'm done with it. So yeah, that's all I have to say.
I can't compete in the karaoke contest next time because I already won.
She won
the last one.
So the winner
can't your song next year.
The next year.
Wait, I have to hear.
Last year, Kayla, my friend Kayla, Master of the Deck, you've probably seen her on Twitter. We did we did a version of we did Popular from Wicked. Or not Popular. No, we did What Is This Feeling? The Loathing, unadulterated loathing. Only we did it like I was Elida.
Yeah.
And she was Alviarin.
Yes.
And at the end, she's like, Randolph Thor's escaped. It was, oh my God, it was so good. Yeah. It was so good. Yeah. Next year, so the way that it works at Jordan Con is that the person who won karaoke the year before kicks off karaoke the next year. And so what I'm actually thinking is doing an Aes Sedai version of 9 to 5 by Dolly Parton.
I love that.
We did
Wanna be
virtual Jordan Con for J-Con this year.
But also, how do you feel about holding out for a warder? I just think Footloose works at some point during these Jordan Con years. If you are down to do holding out for a warder, I think the Amerlin has a song to sing, you know. Yeah.
2021 is going to be crazy.
I'm holding out for a warder.
You just blew my fucking mind. Also, can I just say that song was on the Footloose soundtrack, which I got on cassette for my 8th birthday. So...
Okay. Fuck them, though. Because yes to them for creating the cassette, for being like, hey, we're going to put this out there so everyone can listen to it. But at the same time, fuck them. Because The rest of us are putting out CTs, and we want to hear Footloose. We don't give a fuck what Kevin Bacon was doing in your movies. Give us Footloose. Give it to us. And nothing. How dare they? How dare they? I'm holding out for a warder. I'm not holding out for your fucking person on Spotify to reach out to me. No. I am holding out for a warder. How dare they?
I am
done. I don't know how you feel, but I am fucking done. Let them fuck themselves. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Was chill this week because I'm just like, girl, you two are too fun. I mean, this band is so fucking fun. And I'm like, I can't be responsible for keeping this going. If anyone wants to keep the song going, let me know because I'll lip sync it. But my god. Anyway, I am.
Do you like karaoke? Are you a karaoke person? Is that a stupid question? Is that a dumb fuck question?
No, it's not a dumb fuck question. It's a good question.
Recappa,
Because
how
the
many
weekend,
ales have you had, Recappa?
I think Recappa's had significant amount of it.
Little whiskeys, huh?
Stop it.
She's had a couple.
It.
The weekend of like virtual Jordan Con, we hosted the White Tower hosted karaoke. And it was so fun. And I've actually been thinking, oh my god,
hours. It lasted like 5 hours.
No, it lasted 7 hours.
7. I was being
karaoke
honest.
went for 7 hours. It started at 7 o'clock my time, and it went to like 3 a.m. my time.
Yeah.
It went forever.
And there were
it went forever.
Singing, like for 7 hours. Yeah.
Or 4 a.m. I think it went 4 a.m. Yeah, it went forever. It was so fun. It was so fun.
Yeah.
It was so fun.
I am so into that.
I've been thinking that we should host another one just for fun because, quarantine and everything's terrible.
Fuck everyone doing their little conventions. Do your own karaoke convention.
I'm thinking about doing karaoke. I was actually thinking about making it like an every other week kind of thing. The White Tower hosts karaoke. A lot of people showed up. It was really great.
It was like a lot of people. Like
a lot of people were there. It was great.
Brendel was probably my favorite.
Oh my god, she was amazing.
She was amazing. She did Eminem songs like clean out my closet.
It was so good.
Stop it.
She did.
No, hand to God, it was so good.
And she rapped.
I live for
Eminem.
her, and if I don't get to see that, I will be disappointed.
So I think what that means is that I need to do a new karaoke. We need to schedule a new karaoke. I think maybe I'll schedule it for this coming weekend. Friday night, we'll do karaoke.
Wait, oh my god! Oh my god!
That's good. That's how you end it. This is how we end it. That's how Recappa ends. That was a wonderful episode. Thank you, Recappa, for coming to visit us at the White Tower.
No. Wait.
That's it. That was the perfect ending. Like done. Like we got it.
Oh my god.
That's amazing.
How did that happen?
Where am I now? This is terrible. I legit, okay. I click on the video icon, and it just give me shit.
All right, there's a map of New York.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Yeah, I see Manhattan Island. I see it.
Mother, I will not have you know.
That was
this is
beautiful.
working. I'm working it. It's working.
It's fine. It's fine. We'll wait. It's fine.
I am working it. Yes. Camera on. It doesn't matter. It doesn't fucking matter. Everything's a mess.
So
it doesn't matter. What's happening?
I think we need to calm it down. Brian. You good, girl?
You're having fucking fun. Stop it.
We
You're
are.
having fucking fun. No, you think this is so much fun.
No,
Stop
it's
it. This
amazing.
fucking
It is
fun
so
for
much
you.
fun.
No, this is fucking fun for you. You're having so much fun. Stop it. Stop it.
Ryan,
You're having so much
you gotta
fun.
roll with the keeper of the Airmelon, bro.
Ah, well, boy, I mean, I guess. I have a message that says why headphones matter. And I don't feel like I don't honestly feel like I can plug in my bong to this. I just don't know. Wait, no, I'm trying though. I'm fucking trying.
What is EOS webcam utility beta?
That's
I'm
my
gonna Google
goddamn camera. What a fucking asshole, right?
Mm-hmm.
Wait,
Sounds
is that
like
what
it.
it says?
Yeah.
Yes.
So all that's wrong is the
Across the
EOS
screen.
camera battery, whatever asshole.
It's
can't-
EOS
Oh.
webcam utility beta.
I think.
What a douche! Why
Wait.
does it even show that?
I don't know. I think what you left off on was just like the tea saucer covering your entire face as it's uplifted.
Girl,
And that would be like the end.
I promise
That's
you,
your
it's
exit.
still covering my face.
Exit. Exit pursued by bear is
No. I'll be totally.
Shakespearean.
I will be real with you, mother and keeper. The two of you are respectable, and I respect
Thank
what
you.
you
I
do.
respect you too.
But I have to tell you that if you want me to stay away from bears and whatever the hell else was on there, it's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
Like.
Respect.
Some Wheel of Time fans just want to get away, you know.
Yeah.
No, I can't do it. Ah, what's wrong with my network?
That's totally fine.
Oh my god, this
Is
is
it,
so
though?
funny. Oh my god, this is so
This-
funny.
What's
It looks
wrong
like
with me?
The channeling weaves are getting thinned from where you were trying to report to us earlier. Just like my ability to record this session was unable to work until halfway through. I had announced the Amerlin and we had begun our diatribe about your adventures
My
in
nonsense.
Two Rivers. Yeah.
Well, let me just say about the two of you that I hope that my logging on late wasn't a total mess. I understand what it's like to deal with. Honestly, I got my camera a week ago, so I'm still fucking dealing with like what the fuck happens when I log on to try and do this shit. I am legit figuring it all out. But to the two of you, I hope I can just say, whether or not this goes on your podcast or whatever,
We'll figure
as
it out.
someone who came to the Wheel of Time community, and I was like, I would love to find some new stuff, that like some new takes on this. You were the first podcast I found, and you have honestly stayed with me as a podcast.
Oh,
It's a Midwestern oak coming out in jokes.
yeah. Midwestern
So,
Ope.
looks like
Big
some
time.
channeling has been
I think that
happening.
yeah.
It's interrupted with the weaves of Recap.
Yeah, we're having some weave
Oh, we
issues
have-
here.
We have up.
Oh,
Oh.
oh,
Oh.
oh,
Oh.
oh.
Looks like the
Oh,
weaves
snap.
are trying to
Wait,
channel.
what's happening?
I'm not sure.
Well, we lost you, and then you
Alright.
came back.
Okay.
Still
Okay,
EOS
one
webcam
more.
utility.
I just have one more thing to say.
Yes.
Okay.
One more thing to say. If I can get it on, is it happening? I bought a goddamn camera. What's happening?
I'm not really
What
sure.
the fuck? Camera? Like what the fuck? You buy a camera? You go through this bullshit, and then you're like, my camera will be on, whatever. No.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh. Oh. So Recap is having some
Yeah,
internet
Recap
weave
is having
issues
some-
from
yeah.
Emmonsfield. Unfortunately, we had some disconnect at the beginning of our
Mhm.
kind of reconnaissance update that Recapa was giving us due to the fact that the Keeper's weaves were not working as, as expected either. But here we are at this disjointed session of friends and comrades with Recapa's kind of version of things that have happened since Winter Night in Emmonsfield. And she has agreed through Trollocs, devastation, and other things that have happened, to continue to keep an eye not only on these 3 Taviran boys, but on Moraine as well. And
so we will be bringing this back
and see
for
kind
sure.
of what the status update is of things happening there, as the Amberlin and the Keeper are very concerned about keeping an eye on the Blue Sister Moraine, especially the Keeper, for no personal reasons. Of course.
She's looking for confirmation bias, but that's
Exactly.
unrelated.
So, I think that it was very interesting that Trollocs have now entered non-Borderland territory, and there are 3 Taviran coming from an old place that used to be Manethor in the middle of bumfuck nowhere. So we gotta figure what's going on with that. That's kind of what we missed earlier that I'm filling all our listeners in on now. So that's kind of it. That's kind of the issue.
That's all she wrote.
That's all she wrote. So, this meeting has been sealed to the flame. But I think that because of weaving and channel issues, it may be prudent to go ahead and...
yeah, I think it's probably prudent for us to go ahead and end the meeting now. And we will absolutely have Rakappa back on later to fill us in on further drama that is unfolding.
Correct.
In Renland.
Understandable.
So I believe that is all we have for you tonight. On behalf of all of us here at the White Tower, we thank you very much for listening. We love you very much, and you're doing a great job.
Love you, Jess.
Love you, Jen.
Bye.
Bye.
I cannot believe I did not.
I don't think, honestly, I don't think you didn't start it. I think that there was a technical glitch that was outside of what you did, because you said that you started recording. I remember you saying it.
Okay.
So I think that OBS just took a shit, and that doesn't have anything to do with
Later,
you.
it was taking a shit about things that it was choosing to pick up on. I was like, "What the fuck? Do you not see my camera?"
No, yeah, I think that it took a shit when you started recording, and
there we are.
That was all there was to it. So, I honestly don't think that was your issue, because I know you started it. I think OBS just took a crap, and that's not your fault.
Look, I'm gonna let you guys know right away. Shit's not recording. So.
It's fine. So what we have is some really great audio, which I will patch up with sort of at the end here.
Yeah.
And then the rest of it we can put together as just a fun bonus video offering.
It's not gonna be because I want to put out the autogram and stuff for what's going to be released tomorrow and focus on that. And this bonus episode can come on at any time. I'm actually going to be working.
Yeah, I'm not in a hurry with it at all. So
yeah, okay, it'll probably come out later this week. So
yeah, we can do it later this week. We can do it next week. Either way, I think it's fine.
Okay.
We'll do. So basically, I think what we can do with this is that the audio of our sort of role playing can be one bonus episode that'll be audio only.
Okay.
And then we can do the video separately.
That sounds
just
like
as a for fun kind of thing.
As a for fun.
Yeah, and then we can revisit it with a different scenario, like Rakappa's caught up with them in Whitebridge or something like that, and then we can kind of do a similar sort of thing.
Yeah, for future
episodes.
And
I think with this, what we've learned is,
making sure OBS is recording.
We'll make sure that OBS is behaving itself before we jump into things. And I mean, the more technology you throw into something, the more points of potential failure there are. So, I mean, it happens.
All right, sweetie. You look gorgeous, by the way. I love your wig.
Thanks.
And you showed
I
up
love this wig.
Out.
I feel like I look amazing in this wig.
You look amazing. You showed out and up, and thank you very much for that. So
yeah, it was fun.
Beautiful.
It was really good. So
okay. All right.
So I told you I was getting dressed with a capital D.
You did. You did not disappoint. All right, girl. So I'll see ya, and we'll text Rakappa that just is cool.
Yeah, it's cool. All right, I'll talk to you later.
Bye.
Love you. Bye.